Give us the direction. People, so-called professionals, when they get to that position, I don't know, maybe there's something there that changes their orientation. They just go way far in the right direction they're supposed to be going. And so if these people come together, they're really serious, they really have an interest at heart, as they usually claim, Nigeria will be a better place. It will be insane for anybody to say you want to throw, you want to litter the ground, because you know that if I do so, somebody somewhere is watching me and I can pay for it. So that's just my stand. I don't believe that people can people can't just naturally wake up one day and start saying that I want to start doing evil, I want to start doing something that is bad. It doesn't really make sense to me. I'm telling you, it doesn't really make sense at all.
I mean, I think there's a thing about culture, and I think it was the MD of customer centricity who said that culture is about doing things the way it has always been done. And we have a situation whereby beliefs, attitudes, habits, traits have all been formed, and people can no longer see, as it were. People don't know what is even right anymore. When I was growing up, to drop something out on the floor was almost like a taboo. What happened? Is it that the government did what? Did they tell me to start dropping things on the road? I still don't get it.
Because you know that if you do that, it's either your parents or somebody somewhere, if you are caught, you'll be dealt with. That fear is there, because you know somebody might be watching you to see how you are going to behave.
So where is the fear? For example, when I come into my toilet at home, nobody's watching me, I mess it up and I walk away. Where is the fear? When I go to an airport, the toilets are in a mess. Where is the fear? I mean, nobody's watching me, but I could do something good, couldn't I?
It's unfortunate that, you know, things are really decay. It has really nosedives so
I think
much.
The decay is not just even about the government. The people have just refused to care. We have refused to care about things.
I so disagree. I so disagree about that.
You go to the government place. What do you mean you so disagree? We go to the government place. You see people sitting in tables that are all messed up and nobody says a word. You see toilets in a mess, nobody says a word.
Are you saying that, you see, for me, if you really want to look at this issue critically, I know there are some fundamental issues about people this, people that, but something guides people, something prompts people to behave the way they behave. Something prompts people to behave the way they behave, maybe their environment or something, but the government needs to stand up to its responsibilities. It needs to start. Recently, they announced about 700 universities in the world, and you can't find one Nigerian university there. What has happened? What has happened to our great university where you see white people attending our universities in Nigeria here? What has really happened? Is it the curriculum that has gone down? I feel that somebody did not do his job. Somebody did not know that that curriculum that is using for the past 5 years is no longer in vogue, cannot really solve this problem. Because if you fail to do that responsibility, you know, it's like it cascades. It results into another problem. You fail to solve that problem, it cascades into another problem.
Okay,
so you know that's why we are here. So we are where we are today.
Okay, all right, gentlemen. Okay. We'll need to take a moment and go on a quick break. We'll come back to continue the conversation. But as we are prepared to do that, let's just see if we can take in one or two tweets. Uncle Kevin says, how many people in Nigeria are really aware of the policies that concern them? Again, knowledge. I guess the guy on glasses forgot we are in Nigeria, and only few things are practicable in Nigeria. He says your points are not valid. That's from Edward Odegbile. Smart Emmanuel says it is both. Not enough policies, and the few available ones are not being enforced by government. Emmanuel Igbule says it's caused by I can pay my way out syndrome. Donwell says these guys are gentlemen. Their method of argument is educating. Smart Emmanuel finally says the lack of maintenance culture is caused by policy failure and lack of enforcement of existing policies by government agencies. We'll take a moment and come back to continue. Don't go away. Welcome back. Remember our Twitter handles at NeoTaigbe or at FaceUpToday. Those are the Twitter handles. You can tweet at us. Let us know what your thoughts are. The question is the lack of maintenance culture caused by policy failure? We're back here, two gentlemen, management consultant and a facility manager, who who have disparaging ideas. Okay, we're talking about, let's get back, let's look at human capital development. You were talking about the educational institutions, for instance, how we say that we used to have foreigners in our schools. Now we hardly see them in our schools. You say it's the decay that's caused by the failure of government to maintain or look at it as sustainability.
Well, I mean, people, I like to talk about people. You know, if you have a passion for something, you have a passion for something, you ignore everything around you and you go for it. Whether the government is performing or the government is not performing. If I'm a teacher, I'll do whatever it takes to educate myself and to pass on knowledge to those that I might care. Of course, you know, government can put policies and all that, but when you have a passion, we have lacked passion. There's no passion anymore. You go to schools, people don't have passion. You have to have a passion. And when you have a passion, you don't care. You don't care about the government. You don't care about the policies. You care about what's good for that person, what's good for that person, what's good for my country, what's good for my state, and you just get on with it.
Because there's something that really ignites the passion. You don't have good power supply. You don't have water supply. Your roads are dead trapped. How will you have the passion? What will initiate the passion? These are basic things. Government are not providing all these basic things. They provide them to us. They prefer to reward projects, rather than, you know, putting policy standards in place. I really love what the former governor of Akwa Ibom State did for the newly designed stadium, newly built stadium in Akwa Ibom. They had a 10-year contract with the designers, the builders, that's Julius Berger, for 10 years. You see, they have put a system in place to ensure that this structure, the value of this structure must be maintained or even improved. You see, policies define value proposition. They define, they help you, you know, they gauge you, they correct, they monitor you, they monitor the way you think, the way you do things. So in fact, a primary school student who wants to do well gets to his house, puts on the switch, there's light, he wants to read by 2 a.m., he can wake up by 2 a.m. to read because somebody is doing his job. Somebody is making sure that all those basic amenities are available. If you don't have those basics available...
I'm sure a lot of viewers will probably disagree with this because growing up, you know, depending on what age in this century or last century that you grew up, most of us grew up without lights, but we had passion. We had passion because we wanted to study, we wanted to do well. Today, that passion is gone. Now, there could be lots of reasons why, whether it's too much celebrity culture, whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but there's a reason. But people, it's back to people. Why? That's what we need to be thinking about. Definitely the issues with the people. The reason we need to really ask is, why are the people no longer having passion? Why are the people, because we grew up with lights. I read with candle. Yeah.
Well, he just said something about the fact that if the government doesn't do their part, that passion cannot be there because the man is.
So why did I have passion when I was growing up? Why did I have passion even though I went every day at night to study with lamp and candle? Why?
Because that condition is abnormal. Why shouldn't you have light? It's abnormal. You see, we are just rigmaroling this discussion and everything. You see, it's a basic point. It's a basic point that the government needs to stand up to its responsibility. Some of us really wanted to travel out of this country to do so many. We just want to get out of this place because it seems we have lost all hope in this, in our leaders, in people that are supposed to take responsibility for our future. They don't even have vision, plans for us. They only have plans for their pockets. They don't have plans for us because they are not thinking into the future, that what is obtainable today in the next 5 years will be archaic.
Okay,
we are saying,
thinking
so
into the future.
Is the policies that you need to